Trinh, who's been examining this first report. And Judy, what have you found?
All right. Well, there doesn't appear to be much surprise, but perhaps there a little bit of more clarification. What this report states is that Marie-Josée Hogue found that there was clear interference in 2019 and the 2021 elections, that China was by far the main perpetrator. And what she does go into detail about is that it did not impact the overall results of the general election in those 2 years, which we've known and which has been reported before, but that it could have impacted the election in two ridings, specific ridings. One in 2019, in which Han Dong, a Liberal nominee in the Don Valley riding, was helped by the PRC, and in 2021, when Conservative candidate Kenny Chiu was not re-elected and was potentially harmed by Chinese interference that happened in a campaign on Chinese radio stations that were affiliated with the PRC or supporters of the PRC, along with a campaign of disinformation and misinformation on WeChat. So those two cases, Marie-Josée Hogue came out very strongly that she felt that there was interference. She also goes on to criticize the fact that this process in the nomination race for Han Dong points to the need for better processes, because it shows that the nomination processes are vulnerable. But what is interesting about that is that the government doesn't really have a way of actually fixing that, because how nomination races are run and conducted is the responsibility of political parties. So she flags that as an issue, but in terms of what recommendations she makes in regards to that later on, that is something that the parties have to take on themselves, not the government. She also, I should point out, says that there is an issue of communication between how the panel of five, this critical election panel, these experts, these high-level officials that are nonpartisan, when they are going to alert the public, when are they going to alert the parties and the candidates, that there is no clear guidance for them, and that there is a concern that even by alerting or taking some kind of action, that could undermine confidence in the Canadian electoral system. She also goes on to say that even though interference is a concern, just by pointing it out could undermine the election process, the integrity of the Canadian election process, and which she felt that confidence has been undermined in our election process by interference. So this is the balance that Marie-Josée Hogue wants to weigh. So there are lots of things that are going to happen now. This is an interim report. She listened to witnesses in camera, government witnesses testified in camera first of all, and then they testified in front of the public inquiry. And I should point out to you, in terms of things that we were hoping to be revealed that were not, was that even though China was pointed out as the main actor, we don't really get a better sense of how it's using its proxy agents to work. China is named, but we don't know how. Who are the actors? Who are the proxy agents? Exactly what they are doing. Perhaps she considers that classified information, but I think also in terms of the public, if you're going to get a sense of how it works, we need a little more detail. And that detail is not in this interim report. Whether or not it will be in the next report, her final report, there's another round of hearings in which it'll look more at diaspora communities and hear their testimony, and as well as dig deeper into also issues of this idea of a threshold. When should the warning be levied that there is election interference or foreign interference, and to whom should that information be passed and when? So these are the things that still have to be examined, and Marie-Josée Hogue said that she will do so later on.